Gray Media acquires WDRB in $80 million deal. Broadcast industry news update. A seismic shift is shaking the local broadcasting landscape as Gray Media Inc. unveils an $80 million acquisition of Block Communications' television division, a move that could redefine regional news and media dynamics. At the heart of this deal lies WDRB, the Louisville-based station, along with WBKI, WAND, and WLIO, all of which will now fall under Gray's expanding empire. But here's where it gets controversial. This transaction raises eyebrows as it potentially sidesteps federal ownership caps, sparking debates about media consolidation and its impact on local journalism. The Block Communications family, in a public statement, framed the decision as a strategic pivot in response to the fast-paced, competitive, and evolving media industry. They praised the hard work of employees who built some of the best local broadcast stations in the country. Meanwhile, Gray Media, already a powerhouse with stakes in over 113 TV markets and a 37% reach of U.S. households, sees this as a chance to solidify its Midwest dominance. By creating a Big Four duopoly in one market and bolstering top-tier news stations in two others, Gray claims it can support and benefit from strong local stations already in adjacent areas. And this is the part most people miss. The deal hinges on regulatory approval, including waivers for the FCC's ownership rules. Critics argue that such exemptions risk reducing competition and diluting community-focused reporting. Proponents, however, counter that larger networks can pool resources to produce higher quality content in an era of shrinking ad revenues. So what do you think? Does this acquisition signal a brighter future for local news, or does it threaten the diversity of voices in media? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Gray expects the transaction to close by year-end, pending final approvals. In the meantime, here are other business stories shaping the region. Mid-City Mall's transformation unveiled plans for a dramatic overhaul of Louisville's iconic shopping hub. Humana's early retirement move, a controversial corporate strategy sparking economic concerns. And Norton's pediatric campus seeking public feedback on a new healthcare. Gray Media buys Block stations for $80 million. Imagine this. Gray Media is making a colossal move by snapping up several television stations for a whopping $80 million. This strategic acquisition includes WDRB and WBKI in Louisville, Kentucky, WAND in Springfield, Champaign, Decatur, Illinois, and WLIO in Lima, Ohio, along with its affiliated low-power stations. But here's where it gets intriguing. Gray Media announced on Friday that they've struck a deal with Block Communications to purchase these stations. According to Gray, this move is set to bolster their footprint in the Midwest significantly. They're aiming to establish a new Big Four duopoly in one market and enhance their portfolio with top-tier local news stations in two additional Midwestern markets. These new stations will complement their already strong local presence in neighboring areas. Let's break it down further. The deal encompasses WDRB and WBKI, which are the Fox and CW affiliates in Louisville, DMA 49, a market where Gray already owns and operates the NBC affiliate, WAVE. Additionally, it includes WAND, the NBC affiliate in Springfield, Champaign, Decatur, DMA 92, and WLIO, the NBC affiliate in Lima, DMA 190, along with WLIO's associated low-power stations. And this is the part most people miss. Gray highlighted that both WAND and WLIO boasted the highest all-day ratings among television households in their respective markets during 2024, as reported by ComScore. Gray expects to finalize these transactions in the fourth quarter of this year, pending regulatory approvals. This includes obtaining certain waivers from the FCC's current ownership rules and meeting other standard closing conditions. Just the day before, on July 31st, Gray made another splash by announcing the acquisition of Sagamore Hill Broadcasting's WLTZ, the NBC affiliate in Columbus, Georgia, DMA 127, and KJTV, the Fox affiliate in Lubbock, Texas, DMA 140. Source: https://tvnewscheck.com/article/Gray Media to buy 2 TV stations from Sagamore Hill. So, what do you think? Is Gray Media's aggressive expansion strategy a smart move or a risky gamble? Share your thoughts in the comments. Gray Media's $80 million acquisition. Louisville TV stations, WAVE and WDRB, merge. In the world of television broadcasting, a significant shift is on the horizon for Louisville's media landscape. An opportunity that promises to reshape local TV ownership and influence. But here's where it gets controversial. While major station owners are making moves that could enhance their market presence, they also raise questions about media consolidation, local journalism, and competition. Gray Media Group, the owner of WAV-TV in Louisville, is gearing up to expand its reach through a major acquisition. The company is set to purchase several television outlets operated by Block Communications, including WDRB-TV, a notable station in Louisville. This move was publicly announced on August 1st, with a deal valued at approximately $80 million. However, the transaction isn't finalized quite yet. It's pending approval for regulatory authorities, which Gray Media anticipates should be granted by the end of 2025. According to Gray's statement, this acquisition is expected to bolster their presence across the Midwest, effectively creating a robust duopoly, a scenario where 2 major stations operate within the same market that both align with the influential Big Four network affiliates. This could have far-reaching implications for local viewers, advertisers, and competitors. So, what does this mean for Louisville's media scene? For starters, WAVE TV and WDRB-TV are among the largest and most influential stations in the city, with the potential for increased influence and resources following this deal. Interestingly, representatives from these stations have not yet commented publicly, leaving some details under wraps. Gray Media is headquartered in Atlanta and boasts a portfolio of stations in 113 U.S. markets, including WAVE, which is an NBC affiliate, and other Kentucky stations such as WKYT in Lexington, WYMT in Hazard, and WBKO in Bowling Green. On the other hand, Block Communications, based in Toledo, Ohio, owns a smaller yet diverse group of media properties. Their holdings include WDRB, a Fox affiliate, as well as WAND in Illinois, WLIO in Ohio, and WBKI, a smaller CW affiliate operating in Louisville. Alongside these broadcasters, Block also manages newspapers like the Toledo Blade and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. However, recent years have brought turbulence to Block Communications. The company faced internal upheaval, notably with CEO Alan Block, who was ousted from his role in May 2024, only to later be reinstated after a lawsuit and settlement. Further complicating matters, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette has been embroiled in a lengthy strike, with journalists protesting over unresolved contract disputes for more than 2 years. In Louisville, WAVE and WDRB are considered 2 of the key media outlets, each serving large segments of the local population. Still, the city's media landscape includes other notable stations like WLKY and WHAS, ensuring a competitive environment. And this is the part most people miss. Such consolidations aren't just about boosting company profits or expanding reach. They can significantly influence the diversity of viewpoints and access to independent journalism in local communities. As this deal moves forward, it's worth asking how these changes will affect the quality, competition, and variety of news coverage available to Louisville residents. Stay tuned for updates as this story develops.